The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, I'm John St. John, and you are watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
This honky tonk man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
What's going on, wrestling nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are going to be talking about this past Saturday's King and Queen of the Ring from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And overall, thought it was a good show, but we're going to talk about it. And joining me, as always, the other half of J&J Security, it's Mr. TJ Barnier.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Just ended up rewatching the show because I literally had nothing to do for a couple hours. So I'm extra fresh.
So that means you did all your homework on time.
I did that. I did all my WCW, well, my WWE half of it.
The homework I was talking about.
Yeah, I even started watching some of the WCW stuff. I think I just have one pay-per-view left.
Oh, wow. Good. Maybe you can tell me what I missed.
That's not how this game is supposed to work. I'm trying to be informed.
Oh, you're scouting the competition. What, are you scared?
No. No,
That wasn't very convincing.
Not at all. Not at all. I did my homework almost twice. The other third of this wonderful wrestling podcast, almost said half, and I'm like, TJ's here. It can't be half.
Even with me here, I'm still not sure it's a third for him.
That took a second. I apologize. What's going on, Ryan?
Not much. I love how you two have to do homework and I already know the assignment.
You gave us the assignment. I'd hope you'd know. That'd be like a professor going, here, can you learn this stuff? And, oh, I already don't know about it, so you got to teach me too.
I love how you both are watching each other's stuff to see what are doing. Well, sorry. AJ has the time to check out TJ stuff while TJ's behind, and I've already watched both of your stuff just the last 3 days.
My WWE shit was done last like Tuesday, so.
Some of us can't watch and drive at our job, AJ.
I think I watched it with Ryan here.
You literally said you were going to watch it while working or listen to it while working.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I watched it
I'm
all
pretty
again
sure I
with
can
Ryan.
go back on the podcast last week and find this clip of when you said you were going to do that.
You ain't wrong, but when you have somebody riding with you, you kind of can't.
Well,
either way, it'll be fun. We're gonna record that tomorrow, so look out for that. And give us your comments and thoughts on who won each month. That's what these two are trying to tell me. What show they're trying to pitch to me? What show was better? And was it really what is it really an 83-week win streak for WCW?
I feel like we're about to have an 83-week win streak for AJ.
I mean, I'm really enjoying this this crap we're getting January in 1997.
How's that millennial saying go? Somebody understood the assignment?
Yeah, let's not do it tonight. Let's talk about King and Queen of the Ring from this past Saturday in Saudi Arabia. And overall, I'm a little burnt out that they keep going over there, but you know, money is green, and
Saudi has a lot of it.
Yeah, and we'll
be back there in 6 months.
They actually put on a pretty good show. We're gonna just go over them.
You realize this is the 11th Saudi show.
Is it really? I thought it was more than that.
Nope, they have went to Saudi Arabia 10 times or 11 times.
Again, I thought that they've gone more than that. Shit.
I won't. I mean, I'm going to touch on it just a little bit because they recorded SmackDown there as well. It was kind of hard to hear some of the backstage stuff because they were like, "You were what?
His pits are out.
Oh my god." Anyway, now that I'm thoroughly distracted, it was hard to hear some of the backstage stuff because they didn't do it in like an enclosed area. They didn't do it in an enclosed area, and you could hear like the fan chatter from the main part of the arena.
Do you mean
Like,
that didn't make sense to anybody?
outdoing.
You mean it made no sense to anybody else when they showed Randy Orton at the beginning of SmackDown walking like he's walking into the arena, but the arena's behind him and you can see the countdown on the screen for when they're gonna go live? No.
I mean, I don't know how big this place is, but evidently it's freaking huge.
Well, it's a Superdome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
It's called the Superdome.
Good thing they didn't have Hulk Hogan. He would have called it the Silver Dome.
I mean, I've been in one dome. No, not even.
You were in an
Actually,
arena.
yeah, I was in an arena. What are we talking? Like 3 of those, 2 of those, 4 of those?
Think of Link with a cover.
Link with a okay. I mean,
Yeah.
so like an NFL domed stadium. Gotcha.
Same thing.
And that place
Never
was
been to one.
loud.
Can imagine.
They
I think they're
that crowd
I
was
think-
good.
I think they're doing a really good job of trying to mic up the crowds.
Especially with the
For
whoa.
Oh, and not having them be like fake mic'd up, like
not
the old
not
days?
not filtering noise in, but they're doing a better job of turning the mics to the crowd. I think we gotta remember this is a new regime in WWE. All in general, the production is all brand new. Kevin Dunn is gone. We don't have the 55 camera cuts for a fucking 30-second clip.
I like the. Did they brought back the 8K cameras for
I
this?
think that's it. I think that's an Saudi Arabia thing.
Oh, is it?
Because I
They
didn't.
did it for the ring entrance or ring intro thing for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause it was
But
fuzzy
I
on the
think
sides.
they've capitalized on turning the microphones from the ring to the crowd to try to absorb the crowd's energy more, because for the past couple of years WWE as far as crowd has been very flat because they don't mic the crowd. Now they're doing that. Now they're getting
Young
the crowd
certainly
involved.
showed it.
Um
Saudi definitely showed it.
I don't. The only thing I don't like about the Saudi Arabia shows compared to all the other shows, and I don't know if it's because it's filtered through with a different content thing or what it is, but the video for their shows always looks grainy to me. It never looks super crisp. I don't know why. It just always appears that way to me. Like SmackDown
Clean
seemed
your
like
glasses.
I mean, for the pay per view, it was good, but I know we were for SmackDown, it didn't look as clean as it
Yeah,
did for the pay per
I
view.
thought it looked fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's just something about you can see the different atmosphere of the lighting and stuff. Just makes it feel weird to me.
Yeah, because they did SmackDown in the same dome that King and Queen were in. But shall we?
Yeah. And we get for the SmackDown, we get that Randy Orton beats Tama Tonga to move to the finals. We didn't have that before last week, so it kind of made things kind of like, is it gonna be Randy? Maybe it's gonna be Randy now instead of Gunther. But
I know
I think
somebody
we
who
all
thought
kinda,
Randy was.
well, he wasn't the only one.
You might be in the minority of this one, AJ. This
Really?
might be the match that tripped up a lot of people.
Yeah. He wasn't the only one that thought Randy was gonna win. I thought Randy was gonna win, to be honest with you.
But did you pick Randy?
Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
shit.
I switched. Actually, I switched late when I submitted my picks. I picked Gunther, and then the pay-per-view started, the match hadn't started yet, and I sent a text to Sean and said I'm swapping my pick to Orton, and he said it's fine, and then I
Your
fucking.
your first pick is usually right, Ryan.
Hmm. I
Damn.
just like I would have liked to see, and we'll get into it more for their match. I wanted to see after it was announced that the championship match for King of the Ring. I wanted Randy and Cody to headline
Me too.
SummerSlam.
That's what got me,
If
and it was
that's
all
where they're
based
going,
on that thing.
if Rock's not coming back for SummerSlam, then I wanted Cody versus
In fact, if that stipulation hadn't have been added, I think I picked Gunther.
Same here.
That kind of threw me. That was the only one of the two that threw me.
But let's start from the beginning of the pay per view. The pre show. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell in 10 minutes for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I thought this was actually a very good match showcasing all four women. And
Good pre-show match for sure.
I'm really enjoying Indy Hartwell as a heel. Very, very much. Like she just slams Bianca on the ground, grabs her little braids and does the twist and everything. I was like, I'm as bullyish as that is, I was like, that's kind of funny. Um I thought it was a fun match. I really liked how, hey guys, Jade's taking bumps. Got and she's killing it. Remember when she said you guys said she wasn't gonna do anything over here? She's a champion, and I'm just waiting for Bianca to turn on her or Jade to turn on Bianca. But it was a pretty good match for only 10 minutes. Granted, I thought they basically killed Candice LeRae at the end, but besides the point.
Listen, several people die on this pay-per-view. Just saying.
I enjoyed it as well. I still don't like Bianca. Sorry, never. Even when you team her with Jade, I'm not gonna root for her. I do like Candice and Indy. The bad part is there's so many good. They've developed these women tag teams now, and there's actually quite a few of them that are fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have juggernaut tag champs like Jade and Bianca, it's like you're basically building people up just to feed them to them two every single time. But you take Candice and Indy, you take Katana and oh, what the hell is her name now?
Caden.
Yeah, Caden. They're fun to watch. They're little, but they're fun to watch. Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin are fun to watch. I would prefer go back to being Chelsea and Sonya, but it doesn't seem like that's the way they're going with it.
Especially since Sonya popped up for that little off
Zoe.
screen. Yeah, Zoe
And by far Zoe and Shayna are my favorite women's tag team. I still think I can't wait for them to finally have a Zoe Stark breakout because it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, the only time, excuse me, the only time Bianca and Jade are gonna lose those tag titles, it's gonna be because one of them turned on each other. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you can easily keep playing this knee injury thing. You could have played the knee injury card on at the pay-per-view and dropped the belts and it would have been a shock, but I mean, would have hurt either one of them? No, because it would have been, oh, well, they lost because Bianca hurt her knee.
Yeah, 'cause she's been fighting what the last 2
And
weeks.
I'll give her credit to a point.
Yeah.
She's doing a great job selling the knee injury until she's not selling the knee injury.
Like when she has to pick somebody up.
No, like when she has to press somebody with her legs and it doesn't even phase her and she hops right up. Gotta
Yeah,
sell
at
that.
the end.
It's more impressive if you do it with if she just did that with one leg, say like, oh, I can't do it with both legs because of my knee, and you do it with just one leg, that's more impressive to me that you accomplished that with just one leg. It's just me nitpicking at things from the way I like it. I hate no selling things or forgetting to sell things. It's the psychology of wrestling that's we've had this discussion all day today, but it's the psychology of wrestling that's missing is selling. And you could have made it just a little bit more impressive if you'd have just done it with one leg.
So let's go to the first match on the main card. Liv Morgan defeats Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship just at 21 minutes of length. This was an absolute barn burner, and it had some outside interference due to Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Spare no details, because I'll tell you, this is what I was doing during this match. Not because it was a bad match, just because it had the unfortunate time of lining up with nap time, evidently.
Yeah, I was in this. I was in the chat
What?
with him while we were watching this, and all he did was snore the whole time.
But it
Me
was
and
a
Nate,
good match.
I'm.
It had nothing to do with the quality of the match. I swear to God, I was just taking. I was tired.
This is how this worked. Okay, I'm doing stuff. I get a text message from one of our buddies that says, "Hey, make sure you hammer TJ when you question him about Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch." And I just simply wrote back, "Is he sleeping?" And he's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, Jesus.
So then
And
I
I shit you not, I fell asleep right around the end of the previous match and woke up. Literally, they were doing the highlights from this match.
So like I
Did you
hurried
go
up
back and watch it at all?
No,
I hurried up and jumped in Discord, and all I heard was.
Jesus Christ.
You guys saw it a couple weeks ago on here.
You did.
I swear to God, I was not sleeping.
But
This was a great match.
This was a showcase of Britney Spears.
For the record, I picked this one. Perfect.
What?
Nobody else saw those memes?
No, I did not see the memes. What
Oh.
memes?
Becky was doing a 2001 Britney Spears while Liv was doing like a 98 all red suit Britney Spears.
Because Becky was in a suit?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I will send you the meme when I find it. But is there any chance Becky's actually taking, like, is she not re-signing? Or is this the right move where she's dropping the title?
I mean, you know she's fighting tonight, right?
It's the right move. Was the right move for Liv to be the champ, because I think they realized that they got their 30 seconds of publicity with Becky as far as her book, and then her and Seth being at the Kentucky Derby, and of course she had the belt with her at the Kentucky Derby.
The Vegas announcement,
But yeah.
Mania.
So I think this is going to be a break for both of them. I don't think either one of them are going anywhere. I just think both of them are going to take time off. Her and Seth. Seth's already on the time taking time off. Sorry, I have Raw on behind me, and Ricochet just crotched Elena Dragon off with a moonsault.
This is why I shut it off, because there's no way I was going to be able to focus.
I mean, straight up crotched him in the face. But anyhow, I digress.
Dragon
I think it's time for Becky. Becky deserves a break. I mean, yeah, she was off for 9 months because she had or 11 months or whatever, year and a half, whatever, because she had a kid. But that's a big toll on the body, and she's been going nonstop since then. So give her a break. She deserves it.
And let's be honest, the injury to Rhea might be the only reason she's been back. She might have been meant to go away after Mania.
True.
No Rhea injury.
True. So I'm fine with it. Liv deserves to be the women's world champion.
She is red hot right now.
It makes Rhea's return more intense, especially now that Dom fucked up. He came all the way to Saudi Arabia to make sure she didn't leave with mommy's belt, but she left with mommy's belt. Oops.
Or did he?
Yeah, that's also a good point.
I don't know. If you watch the Easter eggs the last couple weeks, it ain't just Dom. She getting all of Judgment Day. She judging them all.
And Dom's yours is the smallest.
I mean, wait till she
Is
gets
he?
the Lord. Wait till she gets the Lord Farquaad.
It's a big head.
Big head, small pee-pee. Okay, that's funny. I just got it. That's funny.
Oh, what I just sent you?
Yes, and they're both hot.
Yes.
The
Well, all
Britney part.
three of them actually, but
It's Britney, bitch.
stop being so toxic.
Hmm.
Second
You're not
match.
the first person. You know, you're not the first person that says that I'm toxic.
The other one, the other fat guy.
No.
No.
Did that just yum him?
What?
Peanut Jeff Dunham. Yum.
Yeah, you're more like one driving a Prius.
Well, either way, I think it just
Don't you mean
over
a
freaking AJ.
Don't you mean a blue Prius?
AJ, don't you do know Britney Spears? Know that I'm toxic.
I'm the one that said
That's
it.
what he meant, you dumbass.
I'm
AJ's the
so
one that said,
confused.
"Are you being toxic?"
So confused. You guys are confusing me, and I'm
You
sitting
need to,
here.
you need to eat. Your blood sugar's down.
Probably it's on the way.
I think he's
You're
just
getting
an idiot.
delirious. All right. So next we
I
have
mean, I was sleeping during this match.
for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus
Placeholder here.
Big Bronson Reed.
Which
Ooh, I crushed stare on entrance.
I think I mentioned this on last week's show. Bronson Reed was only there to eat the pin. And Bronson Reed was basically only here to eat the pin. The
Well,
story
that's
of
only because of what transpired outside.
the story of this match literally revolves around Chad Gable, Otis,
Sure.
and Sami Zayn.
Could you imagine a eating contest between Otis, Bronson Reed, and TJ?
Well, can
When
we
he's on
throw
TJ.
Ivar in just to complete out the quartet?
No, he's injured. His jaw might be hurt or something. He's injured. They haven't decided
Um,
what it is yet.
The match was okay. I wasn't very much into it. Might have been my own fault there with
This
my
this all right here, this Intercontinental Championship match and everything, it's a placeholder. Guys, if you're not aware of this, that's a placeholder. Because there's a guy on the television that's destroying everybody.
No, shut up.
He's destined to be the
Going back
Intercontinental
and watching
Champion.
it after.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't mean it really, but yeah. That guy's destined to be the Intercontinental Champion by the end of the year, and that guy's name is Braun Breaker. So Sammy's just holding the belt until Braun destroys him, because that's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
Chad's gonna go off with Otis, and they're gonna start their little feud.
both of them are going to end up fired by the end of the year.
I saw a post the other day that says it'd be really cool if they'd let him go by Braun Steiner.
Well, his real name is Bronson.
Still,
There's-
Braun Steiner would be fun.
You have Braun, you have Braun, you have Bronson. So they want him to use the Steiner last name. So Braun Steiner is the way to go.
Oh, are they going to end up switch it sooner or later?
No, just fans want him to go by Steiner.
But Otis completely misses Sami Zayn outside the ring, and I thought kills Chad Gable.
Yeah. Maxine got told not to come out after coming out briefly.
Holy
Should mention
silver
that.
suit.
Should mention that.
Pretty sure that was gold.
Gold, silver, green jacket, gold jacket. I was going.
Trust me, I wasn't looking at the colors.
I don't think you could look at the colors even if you wanted to look at the colors.
They might not come out right. Oh God.
All I need to do is imagine some. Hey, fuck
This
you.
is
Hey, language.
That's twice now for him. PSA.
don't
This is where we
care.
insert the thing about we respect everybody with color blindness, including our good Brian Fry guru buddy.
There's three.
Three. Who's
Okay,
counting?
Good, you missed out on the one I did earlier then.
So Otis clotheslines Chad on the outside of the ring.
Sammy ducked out of the way.
Yeah, gets right back in, and Bronson Reed on the other turnbuckle is, oh, haluva kick me, daddy.
Looking like King Kong on the ropes up against the Empire State Building.
And 1, 2, 3, Sami Zayn defeats Bronson Reed by pinfall to regain his WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Retain?
I said regain, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Like you lost it before the match started.
Well, technically, you do hand it over.
Shut up.
All right, match number 3: Nia Jax defeating Lyra Valkyria in the finals for the Queen of the Ring tournament, where the winner will receive a WWE Women's Championship match at SummerSlam.
This
Uh,
match may have had the "oh man" moment of the night.
I can tell you this much.
they made Lyra look good.
I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
I think I was
Um,
talking to you about it.
I I would be hard pressed to say this wasn't maybe could possibly like it's a 6-match card or 5-match actual pay-per-view card, and I would probably have to put this in the number 4 slot for me. Uh, with the Intercontinental title match being my least favorite one because I could care less. But like my top 4 are really close together because Nia and Valkyrie were fun to watch.
I like the big people,
Um,
small people matches.
I know Nia gets a blast of shit from the internet about hurting people, but since she's came back, I've loved her work the whole time. Um, in this match, she did a great job of just selling the littler person doing moves. I mean, she falls and cracks her ass on the apron, and
Oh my
everybody knew
hole!
that waiting on that one again. But it was a good match, and the I'm not I'm not big on false finishes when you use finishers, but when you're not using the finishers and you're getting the false finishes back and forth like these two did, it makes it entertaining because you're just waiting for them that one shot that it's enough to take them out.
Yeah,
And
Ryan.
unfortunately, huh?
No, I was gonna say what happened at the end.
Unfortunately for Lyra, the one shot that took her out made her a fucking ink slab on the ring.
Yeah, I was like, I'm very happy it wasn't a squash match. Ryan goes, yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah. He goes, I'm glad it wasn't a squash match. I'm like, well, technically it was a squash. And he's like, well, no, it wasn't. It was longer than 5 minutes. And I'm like, hey, AJ, take the wrestling terminology squash match out of your vocabulary and then think about it. Oh yeah, it makes sense now.
I really do think that we're
That
talking
was a
about was the "oh shit" moment of the
yeah,
night.
that was a great finish. I actually really enjoyed that finish because it
You
wasn't expected.
you and
It
I
wasn't
both were like, "oh shit!"
yeah, nobody
Like,
expected her to be able to do the bonsai from that spot. It was awesome. And we have Queen Naya. So
and Dead
she gets to face
Valkyria.
she's got Bailey at SummerSlam, which I think will be a really good match between two veterans.
And all I did with this match, and with Nia winning, congrats to her. But Lyra was fantastic in this match. I hope she just takes this and keeps going. I hope. But honestly, who knows if she is going to get relegated to something after this.
It's getting to that part where I think they're experimenting with NXT about this women's North American championship. And if it hits it off as good as people think it's going to be, I think by the time we get to WrestleMania next year, we're going to have women's mid card titles on Raw and on SmackDown.
An
And
Intercontinental and a U.S. women's title.
I think that'll be huge for the women's division because there's a lot of good talent in the women's divisions, but when it's only that one top spot, a lot of people get buried because it's like all we're doing is feeding them to the champion.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna build them up to that we can't build them up anymore. Are they gonna be the champion? No, that means they gotta lose to the champion. And I think having a mid card women's title would be huge for both shows.
I think
Actually,
that's
all three in general.
I think that's why you keep ending up with this juggernaut women's tag team because that's the other belts they can hold.
Yeah, and it's different. And I know I'll get this community. Well, what about what the other show has? It's different than what AEW did. AEW just brought belts in to bring belts in, and here, this is gonna be a women's belt. It doesn't mean anything besides it's the company or the The network we're on, this is the championship. So what happens when AEW's off of Turner and they have a TBS championship and a TNT title? What are you gonna rename it then? It's just no thought was put into it. It was just here's a secondary belt. I think they're gonna make it so that these mid card, if they do go with the women's mid card titles, they'll make them that's the step to becoming a world champion. And I'm looking forward to it.
So
I
the
think it's time for sure. It's time.
it's been time for a while that they've had a very good depth of women. For
I mean, you think about it this: if SmackDown had a women's United States Championship right now, who would be your SmackDown women's or your SmackDown or your United States champion on SmackDown?
Ooh.
I had immediately.
Tiffy?
Yeah,
Tiffy?
I was either gonna say Tiffy or Jade, but
It's
Jade's the
Tiffany.
tag team.
It's Tiffany. Put it on Tiffany.
I mean,
if you're on Raw and you have a women's Intercontinental champion, who you putting the belt on?
now with how she just did in this, you could put it on Lyra, but prior to that,
Put it on Lyra. You could put it on Dakota.
I was gonna say Dakota. And even throw
Shayna?
this back to the last couple
You
years,
could
you
put
had
it on
somebody.
Shayna. You could put it on Kiana James, who is there. You
Well,
can
you-
make this the mid card women's title could be that stepping stone for the younger women to get more notarized on notarized on television.
Well, look at somebody like a Dana Brooke that was hot for a minute back in a couple years ago. That
you
would have been
put the-
something perfect for her.
And the only way they could do anything with her was put the 24/7 title on.
Right. You have an actual belt for her to have, and all of a sudden she's holding the belt for a minute, and like that would have done
Yeah.
worlds
So
for
a
her
mid
career.
card women's title, I think, is in the future for sure.
Do you
I
think it's
think
gonna be
they're
like the tag
experimenting-
titles and only one of them, or do you think they're gonna put them on both shows too?
No, they're gonna. I think they'll put them on both shows. There's enough depth single wise to have single titles. There's not enough depth tag team wise to have two sets of
Okay.
women tag team titles. It would
Yep.
be very cool, but it's just there's not enough depth there.
Unless you're playing universe mode in WWE, you can't do that.
Let's not talk about universe mode in WWE. It seems to
Yeah,
have
let's not do
crashed
that.
everything.
By the way, if you download a Tessa Blanchard, don't download the first one because it will crash your whole game and you have to restart.
So second to
Love
last
Tessa,
match.
but I hate that character.
Second to last match of the night. Gunther defeating Randy Orton by pinfall in the King of the Ring finals.
Did he?
No. But the referee's decision is final,
Yeah.
which is exactly what Hunter said. And he earns a World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. This match went 38 minutes.
Are you looking at that on Wikipedia?
Yeah, why?
Read the stipulations.
Since Jey Uso won, he earned a match. What? What?
It says King of the Ring tournament final. Since Jey Uso won, he earned a match for his brand's World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. What?
This is why Wikipedia can be edited by anyone.
Ryan's doing it now. No,
I'm
you
not.
dumbass. That's not how it happened. But it says it was
Anyway.
38 minutes. I know it was a very long match. And Ryan, you had a very hot take during or / after this match that people can go see on our Facebook page.
Are you referring to what's the appeal for Gunther?
No.
What
If-
else did I post?
If
It's been
your
a long
knee hurts,
weekend, dude.
if your knee hurts that bad or your back hurts
Yeah,
that bad,
I love Randy Orton. I love Randy Orton. He is by far in this generation and the generation the time before, he's probably been my best or favorite wrestler since Triple H retired. I mean, there's not a better in-ring worker. Will Ospreay, are you listening? There is not a better in-ring worker in any company than Randy Orton.
Kill him.
Sorry to burst your machine gun bullet, but Randy Orton is by far the greatest wrestler in the ring today.
And
But
10
if you're
years
gonna,
ago,
you
and
are
20 years
I
ago.
just feel everybody knows about the back. Quit. I just hate the overselling of the back injury. Every match, it's the back. Every match, it's the knee. I get it. You're old. You're getting older. I get it. But let's not do this. I hate it. It's now like that's his
Now I knew we were
Achilles
screwed.
heel. It's his Achilles heel now is his back. And why? Why do we have to do it that way? I just don't. It's the one thing I don't like.
Yeah.
Um, Granted, he's selling, which is what he's supposed to be doing, but it's almost like it's overselling.
At least it's not on the
It's
overselling of
almost
Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan.
it's almost Matt Jackson overselling. We've
Oof.
watched AEW, and every time AEW when the Young Bucks wrestle, what do I tell you? At some point in this match, the Matt is gonna hurt his back. He's gonna be complaining about his back the whole match, and then magically at the end, the back don't hurt no more, and it's super kick party. That's a typical Young Bucks match. Randy's back thing is almost getting to that point. The only difference is Randy's selling it through the whole match, even the finish.
Yeah.
I just wish they didn't do that. I get it if they're like once they attack the back, sell it, but like, come on now. There's a part there's selling and then there's overselling, and I feel like we're overselling the back injury for Randy. If it hurts that bad, retire.
What do you think of the match, though?
I thought the match was fine. I just don't.
I thought the match was good. Those chops by Gunther are really starting to leave a lot of marks on a lot of people. Like, I think Gunther hit Randy twice, and you could see like a popped blood vessel and bruises starting to.
I don't know. I asked this question on Twitter or on Facebook earlier this week or the end of last week. I asked what the appeal of Gunther is because I don't. Is he ruthless? Yes. Is he a badass? Sure. But eventually, and I compare and I could when I talked to you two about it, told you that the comparison for Gunther is going to be Kane. When this is all said and done, his comparison is going to be Kane. He's a monster. He wins the belt. When he loses the belt, he's going to be a loser. He's going to lose because they won't know what to do with him. They've put themselves in a corner with him now.
Yeah.
You can't. He's never lost to anybody of any circumstances except for Sammy, which I will go to the grave.
One time.
Go to the grave that was only done because they were in Philadelphia, and it was Rocky versus Drago. That is the only reason that happened at WrestleMania. The boxing shorts, everything. That's the only reason that happened. I'm just not a fan of. I want it to be. I want it to be. And I like it when the wrestling is that anybody could upset anybody at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And with Gunther, you never have that.
Even with Randy, which is sad because he's the king of the upset with the RKO out of nowhere.
And the one spot on this that I remember when it happened, I'm like, I hate that. It's another spot I hate. And I'm sorry I'm on a tangent of things I hate today, but it's been that kind of day. I hate when like Randy hit the RKO on Gunther. Couldn't make the pin because
his
back hurt and his knee hurt or whatever. He finally gets over to him, and just as he gets to him from the middle of the ring. Now, if you're on the edge of the ring, I understand this completely because it's a smart move. But when you're in the middle of the ring and you just got hit with the RKO, take the pin and kick out. Randy goes to cover him, and what's Gunther do? He rolls 3 times to get outside the ring. Just take the kick, just kick out at that point.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of the ring, just kick out already. If you're on the edge of the ring, then either put your foot on the rope or then you can roll out of the ring. But go ahead and kick out. Give that to the fans of the thought of give them that false 1-2 and then kick out. And then it's going to you're going to get a bigger pop for kicking out of the RKO than you are rolling out of the ring from the RKO. In my opinion. But we're on the road now. We're on the road now to SummerSlam. Gunther is now going to challenge for the World Championship.
Who are we thinking?
God only know. Yes, at this point, especially if you watch the beginning of Raw.
I would love it to be a triple threat. Just because.
Drew, Gunther, Punk?
No, I think Damian will be the world champion going into SummerSlam.
Oh?
I think Damian will still be the world champ. I think Punk will cost Drew in his home country.
Oh, okay. That's where I was going to get with that.
So,
but let's talk.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's talk about the main event,
which was a very long match. Cody Rhodes defeating Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE Championship, where Logan Paul is handing out brass knuckles like they are candy.
Remember, he gave them to Michael Cole. The other pair got confiscated.
Oh, man. That was, you know what the most entertaining part of this match was? The banter back and forth between Logan Paul and Michael Cole. And Corey Graves getting involved, like, to tell Paul to get away from him.
Yeah, it made me think like that wasn't supposed to happen.
No, I think it was, I just think it's cool to get Corey Graves involved. He can get physically involved now. He's cleared.
Is
have him?
Yeah.
Have him be the Jerry the King Lawler to Michael Cole's Jim Ross, so to speak. By the way, get well soon, Jim Ross. I saw over the weekend he was in the hospital. Something about battling the flu or pneumonia or something. Best wishes for that. I saw a picture of him with his two lovely daughters. But yeah, so get well soon.
About that drone cam spot in this match.
I'm really tired of the whole Prime thing.
It's not going away.
It's so boring. It's so stupid.
It's not going away.
It's so stupid.
I'm not a huge fan of the drink either, but
the drink tastes like shit. I don't care what anybody tells me.
I had one or two that were okay, but the rest were kind of.
It's like
all I do is remember Randy. This is pretty good. Dumps it on the guy.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but Logan Paul can wrestle.
Yes.
Logan Paul is here to stay. I hope he takes Cody's words to heart and becomes more dedicated to this at a full-time level. And we can actually see the potential of Logan Paul with it, and that would be amazing.
Was this basically Cody putting Logan in his place this whole match? Because that's what it felt like. It's like, I'm going to whoop your ass because you don't want to be here for the same reasons I do.
That makes sense. They need to find a heel to face Cody. Or unless they're going to turn Cody heel. He needs to have that uphill battle heel. And the guy he needed to face is the guy that lost the match before him.
I mean, if Cody goes heel,
I mean, they can still pull that trigger with I guess Randy getting that loss, but
it was announced after the show was over. Byron Saxton asked Hunter, which is weird. We had no press conference for this one, but I guess there wouldn't really be more foreign press allowed.
Yeah.
But Byron did ask Hunter about the situation that occurred where Randy gets pinned, but his shoulder is up. Hunter said the referee's thing is final, but when Randy's 100% ready to be back in the ring, Gunther and Randy will happen again. It's not for the King of the Ring crown, but I mean, you could now get Randy over on him. You never know. But it was a great match.
They had that really cool drone spot. I don't know if you guys did the table jump.
I can't believe they went 48 minutes though. That is amazing.
Well, Cody did tell him, "I'm gonna push you," and all that.
Brink.
Yeah. But back to what TJ said, they've done that drone cam before.
Not like that. Not where it followed a guy jumping off the ropes onto a table.
was
They
just
only use it for Logan, don't they?
yeah.
I think it's supposed to be kind of a viral feel thing to
Yeah,
go along with Logan.
I know.
It looked cool. I'm just saying, it looked really cool.
Yeah, I think one thing that they miss, and I think it's only because of who he is, they need to kind of figure out a way to fill in that gap between Logan and his crew to people that don't watch him on YouTube. Because like that guy that was on the outside the ring interfered or handed him brass knucks, and I believe me and TJ both were like, "Who the hell is that guy?"
And you guys
Like,
had that same reaction to Speed at Mania.
they need to clean that part up because it's like now it's just like a fan handing him brass knucks,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh no, that's part of his crew. Well, who the hell is he and why is he there?
The Prime shirt would give it away, but half the crowd can't see it.
Yeah. So, but I enjoy. Cody needs to have a heel that's a threatening challenge to him quickly, or people are
Who's
gonna.
on SmackDown that would be a
Well,
heel
that's the
like
problem. Is everybody that would be is hurt. You got Bobby Lashley would be one. Um, I
that? Yeah,
mean,
I would even call Bobby a heel. The freaking Street Profits just teamed with LA Knight.
true.
I
And it
mean,
looks like AJ's headed to a face turn again. Hell, he's
no,
turning into the mini Big Show. It's heel
we
face, heel face, heel face.
we need to get, that tribal solo chief, whatever the hell he is, either pull the trigger on it and send it,
He
or
needs to be winning a lot more matches than what he's doing right now before he can remotely close to sniffing at Cody Rhodes.
I agree, but that's your biggest heel unless Roman decides he wants to come back and wrestle sometime soon.
The only thing I could think of is you either turn Cody heel or you turn Randy heel. One of the two, but I feel like that match shouldn't happen until SummerSlam or one of the big ones. But
Well, you could build a Randy a heel. I mean, he gets the kind of BS finish of shoulders up, gets pinned out. Like that could make him angry, and then
You don't have to build a Randy heel turn.
it just clicks.
That's the
well, I'm
great
just
thing
and
about Randy Orton.
the thing is though, you could have it start small. You could have him turn on KO first to
You
build,
don't even need to do that. Do you imagine? You think about it. Because once he turns on KO, they know they're going to turn on everybody. But if you have him hit an RKO out of nowhere on Cody in the middle of the ring after they just shook hands or hugged it out or whatever, boom, bigger pop, and now Randy's a heel.
Just
Yeah.
in that one move.
That's the
But
greatest thing. That's the greatest thing about RKO out of nowhere. Is heel turns and face turns for Randy are boom. You don't have to tease it for weeks. Nothing. You just have him go boom, and it's over with.
See, I wouldn't even. My thing is, if he's gonna be a face, he RKOs somebody. But if he's going to be a heel, he punts them.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked that if Randy goes heel against Cody, he does both.
Like it's not like a I'm going heel RKO. It's I'm going heel punt.
Yeah. I feel like you get both. When it's a Randy heel turn, you get both.
Because
And it makes
I
sense.
feel like when Randy's the bad guy, that punt is so much more impactful than an RKO.
Yeah.
At least my opinion at least.
So
I mean, I could give you the scenario too, where you get it all in one. You get Logan flanked by A-Town Down Under. Pair it, the three of them versus Cody, Randy, and KO, and that's where the heel turn comes. Cost them the match, and some
you could do that, or I mean, the build that would be pretty fun to watch is you have Cody and Randy going into SummerSlam facing each other, and they're both faces. Let them have the entire match face versus face, and when it's over with, Cody gets the win. He gives Randy a hug, or goes to give Randy a hug and a handshake.
Registry shake.
Randy hits him with the RKO and then punts him, and then keep Cody off TV for 2 weeks. let Randy do Randy on the microphone to build to go to wherever the hell they go in September.
I like that, and I swear to God, if that happens, Ryan, it's like, why don't you
Wouldn't be
watch wrestling
It,
anymore?
it
Because
wouldn't
Ryan
be the
books it.
first time he future
I mean,
predicts.
I mean that's how I would do it. I mean, I know it's very cookie
2012.
cutter. Yeah, but it's what works. Everything in this business is bound to repeat itself, so let it happen. Whether he's face or heel, it don't matter to me. I love Randy Orton's work. There ain't nobody better.
Yeah, no kidding. No
Um,
kidding.
Cody is up there level wise as far as in ring work, but Cody's lost a lot of steam since WrestleMania, mainly because there's nobody against him. He's not
And
he's not in that uphill battle right now.
the
He doesn't have
announcers,
everybody backing him up.
the announcers do keep making it a point about Randy winning another title and tying a certain individual for so many title reigns.
I think he has to win two. I think Randy's
I
a
think he's only at
14-time champion.
14.
They keep mentioning it. They mentioned it, I believe, during the King of the Ring match. It was mentioned.
Yeah, Randy's only a 14-time world champion.
So the clock on that's running out were he to tie. In theory, I mean,
And Randy's one of those ones you could see Cody dropping the belt with to sooner than rather than later. Randy beating Cody is not a complete shock.
No, you're right.
It's the student versus the teacher, and the teacher wins.
the teacher gets him, like,
And it's not like
hey,
it's not
I have
like
one
they
final lesson.
do patty cake back and forth with that title either. Granted, I don't think I'd mind that at all.
No, you could easily have Cody win at SummerSlam with Randy, go to wherever September's pay-per-view is, and have Randy go over, and keep Randy with the belt until Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to put it back on Cody, then put it back on Cody.
Well, at some point, I feel like Cody has to have it because for some strange reason, I feel like it's going to be title versus title against The Rock at some point.
Oh yeah, if we don't get Rock at SummerSlam, then WrestleMania is definitely Cody versus Rock, title for title.
Title being the People's Champion title.
And I remember when we were down there,
And
there were rumors that is actually going to be a traveling title.
And I think what's gonna happen is you can't have Cody turn heel before he's the People's Champion.
That's fair.
I could see that because then what's the point of being the people's champion? Yeah. But guys, what else do you want to talk about? I know we have Raw currently going on. We'll probably hit on more of Raw tomorrow during our WCW versus WWE 1997 show.
Since we were just talking about Randy Orton and him being the greatest wrestler in the ring right now, I feel like we maybe should mention the guy that thinks he's the greatest wrestler of all time, and you know it. Who sort of just tried to return as Triple H.
MJF is back.
Yeah, that's right, people. If you didn't watch AEW,
The meme that I sent AJ today is how I feel about that.
Him being Triple H?
It's a picture of Hunter and his return from his quad tear, and then it's MJF
it's the Amazon
coming out.
version and the Wish.com version.
It's like, this is what I wished for, this is what I got. I'm sorry, but I'm about done with AEW. I'm trying so hard. I've been in battles all day today to make a point of it.
Come on, Fry, light a fire under somebody's ass.
That pay-per-view pay-per-view last night for them may have been the greatest pay-per-view in the history of AEW, and I could give two shits.
Roast it, come on.
I am so sick of them having to go. If you're going to be a wrestling company that means something, be a wrestling company that means something. Stop being a variety show. It is ridiculous. And sorry, in my mind, as the way I was raised, last night was a piss poor excuse of a bad way. And, here's the thing. 25 years ago, Owen Hart died of an accident. However you want to cut it, it was an accident. It was a great idea on paper, and it turned into an accident. And Martha blames WWE for it, blames Vince for it, blah, blah, whatever. Won't let WWE make a dime off of her. Fine.
For
Don't
her,
make a dime
even.
off of her.
Even for her.
Don't give the fans what they want by letting him go into the Hall of Fame so that we can honor and treasure Owen Hart. But by the way, you did let the WWE put a DVD out about Owen Hart and collected the money from that. So don't contradict yourself on the statements that you make to begin with. But you have her come out on this pay-per-view to announce that they're going to do the Owen Hart tournament again. Shocker. I bet the two finalists, one's going to be wearing yellow and black and the other one's going to be wearing pink and black. Just a spoiler, because that's what they do for the finals for both those tournaments. But you have her on this card. Not more than, I think, 3 days since the 25th anniversary of Owen Hart's death. And you're going to have an angle in your main event where there's one guy that's hung upside down by his feet in the middle of the ring and gets super kicked in the face with thumbtack shoes on. But then you're also going to set somebody on fire where you have a track record of botches in your company that people have seriously been hurt from. Simple spots like a table spot broke Ray Phoenix's ankle. In the same show last night, Big Cass almost gets impaled by a leg off of a table. You've been known to botch things to the point where people lose time on business because they break something or tear something. But you're going to pull off a stunt where you set somebody on fire on the stage? Bad taste.
No
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
100%. I don't care what you think or what you're going to tell me or explain to me how it's any different. And if you tell me, well, AEW's not WWE, they're not disrespectful. Bullshit. That's what that was last night. That was pathetic. I didn't watch the pay-per-view last night. I'll admit to it. I didn't watch it because I saved my money. But I didn't need to, because once I saw that, I was glad I didn't give them any money. Because that was disrespectful in my opinion. You don't have the widow of somebody who died in the ring by accident on the show. Granted, she could have came in for that spot, walked right back out, got in her car, and left. I don't know. I don't care. But you should have enough respect not to put that on the same show she's on. Now, I don't like her. Not a lot of people like her. She's Teresa Earnhardt is the Southern Queen. She's the Canadian Queen that nobody likes. That's what Martha Hart is. But it's ridiculous that you would even remotely think about it. You know, I even made it in the post. Do you want to know how yesterday probably started? The exact same way that show started 25 years ago. Hey, I got an idea. That's probably how that show started last night. I got an idea. Let's set Jack Perry on fire. It's all right. His dad was an actor. That means he's a stuntman. That's how fucking stupid. And I'm sorry I just cussed and I don't care. But that's how stupid AEW is. And it's ridiculous. They are doing anything they can. They are doing anything they can do to get likes, follows, and everything, and it's becoming ridiculous. You just mentioned MJF to start this whole thing. Your top draw guy. And you bring him out at the very beginning of the show with no tease, no spoiler, no nothing. Why? He's your top guy. No reason whatsoever.
Is this merchandise back on sale yet? Has anybody checked?
Who cares? It probably looks like Hunter holding a sledgehammer. And his fake tattoo on his calf was even more funnier. Because if he paid for that, he needs to get his money back. Because that looked ridiculous. But it's just like, they just do things to get a pop. And not to mention, not your guy that claims to be the greatest wrestler in the world, which, by the way, after he cuts a promo, the wrestling's pretty stale. But the other guy that thinks he's the greatest wrestler in the world, don't put a machine gun at somebody with a loaded weapon. Yeah, you're pretty bad. You can't sell for shit. You almost broke your neck in the opening match against Roderick Strong because you don't know how to work. all you care about is no selling and being able to throw a stiff forearm, you're not good. You're boring. I cannot stand watching a Will Ospreay match. Sorry, I just don't. Because I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get no selling. I'm going to get stiff shots and more no selling. And 9 times out of 10, more like 9.8 out of 10 times, I'm going to get Will Ospreay winning because he's just like the Young Bucks. Tony Khan would rather sit on his lap than actually do a right thing and book it the right way. So you're bound to have Will Ospreay win anything. If you went into that pay-per-view last night thinking, oh, maybe Roger Strong's got a chance, you were wrong. If you thought Mercedes Moné wasn't going to win the TBS title, you're wrong. Why? Because when people leave companies and go to AEW, they're automatically made the top dog. How many AEW guys come to WWE or any other place and become top dog? None. Haven't seen one yet.
And I
Dolph
swear to God,
Ziggler,
if you throw Jade Cargill out there,
Dolph
she's not
Ziggler
a top lady
and
yet.
Ali leave WWE and instantly become champions on TNA. Or no, sorry, Dolph became an instant champ in Japan. Will Ospreay leaves Japan, goes to AEW, instantly becomes this stupid international champion. Moxley's the IWGP World Champion. If you're not a WWE guy, nobody in this industry cares if you were a top dog anywhere. The rumor is that MJF wanted top 3 money from WWE and they told him no. That makes sense. Sorry. Just because you're the top dog in the little pond doesn't mean you're top 3 in the big pond. Sorry. Don't work that way.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious on what TJ has to say to that one. Because TJ's been saying for weeks that he's going to show up in WWE.
Just
Just
that
look at
was
this
one of
way.
those hot
Just
takes
look at
for
this way.
clicks, AJ.
Just this way. Who deserves more money? MJF, Roman Reigns.
Easy, Roman.
Who earns more money? MJF, Rollins.
Rollins.
Who earns more money? MJF, Cody Rhodes.
Cody.
Rhodes.
There you go.
Let's keep going with this. Who gets more money? MJF, Drew McIntyre.
Drew.
Who gets more money? Damian Priest, MJF.
Because Damian can do both.
Right?
I'm sorry. MJF on the microphone, 100% one of the best right now. In the ring, yeah.
Let's keep going. Who gets more money? MJF, Randy Orton.
Orton all the time.
Who gets more? This was gonna be fun. Who gets more money? LA Knight, MJF.
Honestly, I think they're on the same level at this point.
I would say same level.
So we found that it's like the 7th or 8th guy right now in popularity in WWE.
Basically.
I mean, who could get just as much heat as MJF right now, depending on if he has a microphone in his hand? MJF or Dominic Mysterio?
Dom.
There you go.
Because
That's like the mid card of the Judgment Day, bro.
Because even when MJF insults the crowd, they cheer because they think it's fun.
Even when he's a heel, he's not a heel.
The mid card guy of the Judgment Day can get just as big of a heel pop. Sorry, bro. I love you, but ain't happening.
Come back in 5 years.
The little fish in the big pond thing, or however that goes.
You know, I will say
Big fish,
this, and
little
it's the first thing that popped in my head last night when I saw the whole the fire angle. You know, WCW towards the very end of its time set somebody on fire too, and then it was good riddance, and the show was just about over with. So maybe the circus is almost over.
I'm gonna buy that pissant company so I can fire you again.
I'm so glad I lit the fire that was the Guru's preaching right there.
Oh, it's been burning all day long. I've been dealing with nonsense on Facebook.
I know. I just led the horse to water and let him drink on that one. I love it.
With the pay-per-views that we have seen so far in 2024, going back to King and Queen of the Ring, where does this stand? Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Mania, Backlash, King and Queen of the Ring. Where does this one stand?
It's the bottom.
Upper, mid, lower.
Oh, it's the bottom. And that's just because the other ones were really fucking good.
I would put this one. Yeah, I mean, I would literally do. I mean, it's Rumble Mania for me. I thought Mania was better. Um, Elimination Chamber was really, really good. France and Saudi Arabia could be basically 4 and 5. They were pretty much the same for me,
I
crowd
still thought they
wise.
were very good and everything.
They but yeah. I mean, this is what five five nights basically of pay-per-views.
Yes.
Let me tell
You
you, the
count
lead
WrestleManias
up
1,
to
2?
King of the Ring versus
mean-
the actual pay per view, the lead up got stale quick. The pay per view itself was actually decent.
Yeah, 100. I agree on that one a lot. The show was great. The lead up totally sucked. Um, I think you put this one at 5, or I would put this one at 4. Backlash at 5. I enjoyed this one more. I think you're gonna get more of these small card pay per views until you get to the big 5, and then you'll get the bigger card pay per views,
Mhm.
which makes sense. But I mean, this is a very tall, this is a very tall ranked 5 cards for me. Like, so I mean, this is literally the best start to a year for
How big-
WWE, and probably at least the last 6 years, maybe.
Hmm.
Do we want to make a
So-
way too early wager on how many matches are going to be at the 2-night SummerSlam in like 3 years or whatever the hell it is?
It's probably going to be a Mania card, so it'll probably be 8 and 8.
I mean, that is, they said 2026?
Yes.
Yeah, and basically what that is
The
is
third
that is
this year's
that is-
SummerSlam. Next year's SummerSlam.
that's what that is that's basically giving Minneapolis their WrestleMania without giving them a WrestleMania.
Yeah, we don't want to have to cancel WrestleMania because nobody can get to the venue.
I just don't understand 2 years from now. Why not next year?
They probably already have next year's set in stone.
I would imagine I don't hold my breath on this, but I would imagine they're gonna go overseas for SummerSlam next year, because I feel like they're gonna announce at that SummerSlam that WrestleMania the following year is in London. Just my thoughts. I haven't seen or read anything about anything, but that's what I would bank that on. That's why Minnesota is getting a SummerSlam instead of a WrestleMania, because they finally worked out the deals to get a overseas WrestleMania.
That'd be dope.
I wonder how many people WWE will put into Wembley.
Wow.
A lot more than AEW did. And the best part about it is Punk will go to this show and he won't get fired, or he won't quit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
So
You mean he'll have a fight, but it'll be in the ring, not backstage, to be aired like 8 months later when no one cares, and still be the most talked about thing on your program? The guy on the other show. Gotcha.
pretty much. But yeah. So I'm done. That was a great card. I enjoyed this one. I probably actually will go back and watch this one again.
I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the second match of the night again.
No. Leave off the again part. You're just gonna go back and watch the second card of or second match of the card. But yeah. So tune in tomorrow. I think. Are we going to go live with that tomorrow? You wanna go
Sure, why
live with
not?
that? Sure, why not? We will give some take on what happens here tonight on Raw, but then we're gonna start our series where it's AJ in the WWE versus TJ in the WCW NWO of 1997. And here are the rules, folks. These
This
two
might be
are
the first
watching
time
it.
I'm hearing him too. Let you know.
This is the first time you're like actually
Paying
absorbing
attention.
what's been said. It's been said. You're just so you guys are watching a full month of both shows. So AJ's watching all of WWE, TJ's watching all of WCW. That includes if there's a Clash of the Champions, if there's a pay-per-view, you're watching it in order. Great thing is about 1997 is they both only have one TV show, because WCW Saturday Night is not on the network in 1997. So plus it's not that big of an important show. But what they're going to do is they're going to break down what they've witnessed, because they're seeing it all for the first time, or at least TJ's seen it for the first time in like 25 years.
Been a long freaking time. I
So-
forgot a lot.
So they're going to break down what's going on both shows. Keep in mind, I already know what happened on both shows because I am the guru and I've already watched everything.
Probably 4 times, now 5.
5 only? You're giving me
I'm
credit for
just
5 times? The network's been around for like 10 years, dog, and you're only giving me 5 times credit? Damn, you already lost points. You might want to slide some cookies my way to get some wins. But
Listen,
anyhow,
you already have my chair in the room with you. What more do you want? There's a hostage behind you. I see it.
keep it up, and it'll stay there. But anyhow, so these two are gonna sell me on the month of wrestling that we're watching, and I don't know. I'm gonna go off of what they tell me to choose which one I would want to watch. So they're selling me on the month of of TV that they're watching.
Hard because it means I actually have to like what I'm watching this.
But you're about to go on a whole winning streak. You're gonna love what you're watching, because everybody else back then did.
So yeah, I think what we're gonna find out is the 83 week win streak.
So you want to try that again?
Doesn't age well to this day and age.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, follow for more Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcasting stuff, along with some Wrestling with Nerds podcasting stuff. Go enjoy our Facebook page.
For life.
Also
NWO.
Four horsemen.
This is 4 horsemen. 4.
There's so many fours.
Do you know what this is?
So many fours. There's so many fours.
Do you know what this is right here? This is the symbol of excellence right here.
It's for life.
But is it 4 of them?
horsemen.
Is there 4 of them or is there 5 of them?
5 and 2 women and one who's literally named. There's a woman who's woman, and then there's other woman. And...
Are we supposed to wait? Can you talk about the horseman stuff?
What do you mean?
Reacted is there?
Huh?
Yeah, he is there.
Redacted? I don't think you can talk about redacted.
Shit.
He was one of the.
So there's just a placeholder with woman.
So there really is only 4 horsemen even nowadays. There's 5 on screen, but there is only 4 because we don't talk about the.
They don't really like the guy. And then
Tune
in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow to figure out what the hell I've been watching for the last 72 hours. That's what I feel like with myself right now is how that turned out.
TJ, as long as you don't have a Bible near you, we're fine.
I don't know, because if it's written by Eric Bischoff, I might just...
Okay, never mind. Bye, everybody.
Time out. I love the fact that you're hating Eric Bischoff on the microphone and you're hating Vince McMahon on the microphone. I love that already.
We're so
tune
screwed.
in tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
Bye, everybody.
Really.
Peace.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.